welcome to the channel, Nish and Ayaan. Thank you for taking your time to be on the channel. Welcome once again.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you once again. So, this is the first I'm having on this channel where I'm having two speakers on one theme, on a specific topic. And yet another first is I'm having siblings for the first time ever, on the same one. So thank you for helping me making that exception. Thank you for that. Nish, would you like to give a little background about yourself, and maybe after that, Ayaan, a little bit, just for the viewers?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Nish. I'm currently a fifth-year medical student at the University of Szeged in Hungary.
Thank you, Nish. Ayaan?
So my name's Ayaan. I'm Nish's brother. I go to University College Cork in Ireland, and I'm currently doing an integrated master's in electronics and electrical engineering. So I'm in my final year now. So that's the fifth year.
Wow, okay. So Nish, your university is a big one there, one of the best in Europe. It's old. It's, besides the many challenges it's overcome, it's even survived 2 world wars, in the few hundred years it's been around. So Nish, your course must be really demanding, right?
Yeah, it is in the sense of practices. And I think more than the education, it's a lot about learning about yourself and learning about life in general. Like, I think it's an overall education, to be honest. You learn about yourself and you learn about medicine in general.
And when you're learning about medicine, Nish, is there a hospital that is attached to your college?
Yes, so the city I'm in, which is Szeged, has government hospitals, and the university is affiliated with these hospitals. So every time we have practices, we practice with Hungarian citizens and people here. And we also learn to speak Hungarian so we can converse with them and understand their problems and take their history.
And so you've had to learn a new language too, right, Nish?
Yeah, I've been learning it for 4 years now. It's mostly, it was general Hungarian and then medical Hungarian.
Okay. And so you've been learning it through the years also, is it, Nish? Not just 1 year?
It is integrated in our academics, the program.
Okay. So Ayaan, you don't need to learn a different language, but you got to get used to the accent, right?
Yeah. Like everyone in Ireland speaks English. There are a few people that speak Irish as well, but I wasn't forced to learn a new language because English is kind of the main language here. But yeah, the accent is something that's very different in Ireland, and it's different in like if I go 30 minutes away from Cork, the accent's going to be different, and then if you go like 2 hours away from Cork, the accent's going to be different. So like there's every county or every city has their own accent. And it's really interesting.
And you're in the 5th year, is that right, Ayaan?
Yeah, I'm in the 5th year now. So initially my course was supposed to be 4 years, but I decided to do the integrated masters. So then you just get like a master's degree in the end. It's something interesting that the college is doing, and I definitely wanted to be a part of it. So yep, here I am.
Lovely. And Ayaan, you get a chance to interact with the industry. Do you get to do internship over there in your course?
Yes. So when I was in second year, I've been doing internships since I came to college. So like I did one after first year, second year, third year, and then even after fourth year. And our university really helps us in like finding these placements, and they're a part of our course as well. So I think it's really important to know what's happening in the industry and to have a chance to actually figure out how people work and the interaction that you have in like with people with people in like their work life. So yeah, placements are really important here.
Wow. So you've been doing it almost every year, right? Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Almost every year, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so Nish, your courses, etc., must be so demanding that you don't have any free time at all, right? Is that right?
It is quite demanding in terms of how much you have to study yourself, but there is the way it's been done here is very good because we get time to do other things as well. And even in our university, things like physical education and certain events related to music are also a big is of big importance. So I feel like it's an overall like it's been done pretty well. I'm happy with how they conduct everything.
Amazing, amazing. And Ayaan, while you're working with the industry, uh, do you get any credits for that, or it's part of the course? Is it mandatory, or is it voluntary? That the kind of internships you do.
So after third year, and because I decided to do the masters, we had another internship after the first semester, fourth year, and they're mandatory. You have to do them. They are worth credits. So you have to like write reports and stuff at the end of it as well, and you have meetings with your lecturers to talk about how your work placement's going on. So they do put a lot of emphasis on trying to get us practical knowledge about our course. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's been very interesting to be a part of that.
So one is studying medicine, the other is masters in electrical engineering.
Electronics and electrical.
Electronics. Sorry, I stand corrected. Electronics. So that would have meant a lot of hard work during your school days to try and get, admission and move forward in the direction you're moving in. So let me go back, take you back into the school days for a little while, and let me ask you all the simple question, and the obvious question is: so all studies, no play, no fun?
That was never a thing in our family. Our parents always encouraged us to go outside. Like even if there were times I would sit at home during exams, my dad would be like, go outside, like don't sit at home all the time. So I feel like that was a very positive way of bringing us up, because it was not always just studies, and there wasn't much pressure on us to necessarily do medicine or engineering. So I think it just flowed naturally.
Wow.
Yeah, even with sport, I used to play football when I was, I don't know, like from when I was 8 till 14. Then I got into music a good bit, and it was around like 7th, 8th grade that I kind of got into music. And when you go into 9th grade, it's kind of high school, so the studies get a bit tougher. So then I chose to just, pursue music a good bit and just, spend a lot more time on that. So then I stopped playing football and I started playing music, going for classes. And Nish and I did like exams in music as well. We did the rock school exams. I think I went up to grade 8 and she did up till it was grade 6 drums that she did.
Grade 8, grade 6, that's outstanding. You've just passed it on in a sentence, but that's tough. That's serious work that goes into, passing those kind of exams. So tell me, what instruments do you all play, Nish?
So I started with the keyboard, and eventually I found my peace and interest with drums.
With drums?
Which surprised a lot of people, but yeah, drums was where I did my exam.
So drums is what you did your grades, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
This is not the drum pad. It's a full drum set.
Yeah. Not the electronic one.
Wow. And Ayaan, which instrument were you playing during your school days?
So I started off with the electric guitar, and
wow,
I was big into I was always like playing like solo guitar. I was like playing solos and stuff, and that's what I'd be interested in. But after a while, I started singing. Like I was really interested in like metal and playing like the electric guitar, and then my whole area completely shifted to like singing, and I got into indie folk music. So that would be stuff like Ben Howard and the Lumineers, and it was more into like singing. So I obviously still played the acoustic guitar as well, but it was good. Like there's a big change from like playing metal and then going crazy on the electric guitar to like something really like calming and soothing. I love it. I still sing. I still play the guitar. So
fantastic. So did you all play together? Did you all go for competitions with with the kind of level you're mentioning grades? Did you all take part in competitions inter school and things like that?
Yeah, we always had a band. At the start, our band was called The Fallen Truth, and it was literally there was 4 of us in it. Nish was the drummer, I was the guitarist. We have another friend, Gabriel, who was the singer, and Kahani, she was the singer as well.
Yeah,
And
we had a
then
few people from school who would shift like with the bass guitar, with the keyboard. But I think, yeah, the four of us were mainly the core of the band in the beginning.
and then we entered a competition. It was called Teens Rock, Yamaha Teens Rock Battle of the Bands. And Indian Ocean was the judge for the competition. I think you had Rahul Ram on your
That is right.
channel.
He was the first speaker. Yeah.
So he was the judge. He was one of the members of the band that was the judge, and I think there was 50 bands that entered the competition. We ended up coming third. This was when I was 15 and Nish was 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. Out of about 50, you come, on the top 3. That's amazing. So y'all are part of the same band. You're,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, we were
anyway. Like my dad's dream for us to play together. Yeah. And my parents always encouraged that. I remember like we used to spend hours practicing for different concerts, and we've had fights and drama, all of that, but at the end we always came together. So it was a good experience.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know how they didn't get pissed off at us, because practice was always at our house as well. And it's so loud, and at the start you're so bad as well, like no one knows what they're doing.
Yeah. We also played for the military, the army at Lansdowne one time. That was a very good experience.
Oh yeah, we did that as well.
Oh, amazing.
In Uttarakhand.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So y'all must have been really good to be, called and winning, competitions and things like that. So what about the neighbors? Did they slip in the odd complaint to the RWA that, could you lessen the little bit of noise?
Nish will answer that as well. Actually, I played the guitar, so I just put my amp on a stool, and the vibrations wouldn't go down to their house. But like Nish was the one with the drum set, so.
Yeah, we used to have padding on the floors just to absorb much of the noise. But other than that, I think we would always tell the neighbors in advance that we're gonna have a practice time from like 4 to 9 or whatever, and they would. To be honest, we didn't get that many complaints, and I think most of our success in that area goes to the neighbors too for allowing us to play and practice.
Well, that's lovely. So, when you all went for classes, Nish and Ayaan, you all made it on your own, your dad was taking you, how was it?
So for me, my mom always drove me to every class. To be honest, she was there the entire duration of my class as well. Like she would keep herself busy, go outside, come back. I don't think there's one class where I've gone myself in all the years I like went to music classes. So that's one thing I think growing up I realized it was a big thing for my mom to do and a big sacrifice. And I think I would always thank her for that, because if she and my dad didn't encourage us, then we wouldn't have reached anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah, I was the same. My mom used to take me to all the classes. I'd used to take his classes on the weekends if he was free, but it was mostly our mom. So yeah, I'd like to thank her for that as well.
And your classes may not have been at the same time, right? There would have been several times when, the classes were not at the same time. So they're clashing. So multiple trips, right? Your mom may have had to make.
Yeah, it was not just that. It was also like tuition, school, music. It was all of that, like everything. Like she's always like driven us everywhere, been there for us the whole time. So yeah, I think both our parents had a really great role in different aspects to play when it came to us doing music.
So you're talking about a band, you're talking about, taking part in competitions and winning, and now you're into medical school and masters there in Ireland. So what about now? Do you get any time at all? I know the studies is at a different level, so you probably don't have any time at all, right?
Go on, Nish can answer that first.
Yeah, so for me, I think once I came here, I really got into the whole like getting used to a new kind of life. And at that point, I wasn't playing any music in terms of instruments. But every time I would go back home, I had a keyboard there. And sometimes I would just learn songs by myself. It has decreased over the years for sure. But I think I've kind of jumped into the singing part, although I'm not that great at singing, but it's always been a passion for me. Like, I think music is it just comes naturally to you. And it's just nice to always appreciate like other people's work as well. So I think for me now, it's mostly that.
Lovely, lovely. What about you, Ayaan? No time for music, right?
Oh yeah, so like Ireland, the music scene here is so great, and music is a big part of their culture as well. So as soon as I went to Ireland, I was trying to find places where I could play at, like open mics, because my college has a music society, so there's loads of open mics that they'd have during the semester, and anyone can go up and perform. So I started playing there. Then there was a few pubs in Cork as well where you can just, you go in, you play a song, you get a pint for free after you play the song. So I went to a few pubs, I did open mics. Then I joined the music society when I was in second year, and I was the vice secretary for the music society of my college. And then the next year I was the vice chair for the music soc. So I've always been like involved in music, trying to like find people to play stuff with, and a lot of my friends are really, really talented as well. So it's not tough to find people here to play music with. Again, with the singing and like playing like folk music, that's big here. You can like find people that play the violin, you can find people that play the piano and instruments like the cello that you wouldn't find in India. So yeah, I've still been playing music, even though COVID happened, so a lot of pubs were closed down and there wasn't that many events, but I've tried to keep it going.
So this is fantastic. You're keeping your your love for music carrying on, along with studies. And by this, by the sense that I'm getting, no intentions of packing it up and, putting it aside, right? And you all wish to carry on. That's the impression I get. Carry on with it.
Yeah, I wish like in 10 years from now, we like have our band again and play somewhere. That would be good too. We're still in touch with Gabriel, so we could.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe.
So thank you so much for your time, Nish and Ayaan. I know I've taken a lot of your time from your studies and different time zones. I want to take a moment to thank you both for sharing a little bit about your love for music and with our viewers. Thank you so much for taking your time.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.